Um, Hello and welcome back to the Soprano podcast. I am your host and my name is Heidi. Okay? And I also just recently woke up. It is about 6:45 in the morning, baby. We are living our best early morning life except for a couple things. I've got a drink here, so you're probably gonna hear some ice cubes. It is celery juice that I made the other day myself with my own two hands, and I squeezed half a lemon in there. Yeah, tastes like celery. I hate when people are like, "Oh my god, I love celery juice. I love juice." Like, you gotta add stuff to make it good. Like, nobody wants to just drink some bitter old celery juice. Like, I added a lemon and it's still pretty bitter, but at least it's like a little bit crisper. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, so it's the morning time. I'm just kind of looking out the window right now, hanging out, having my little celery juice. Watching the sunrise, you guys. This is like one of my favorite times of the day. I don't know why. To me, morning is so much better. Like, there's just more prospects of success and opportunity. I don't know what makes me like the morning. I honestly, when I was younger, I used to wish that I liked staying up late, because whenever I would go to a sleepover, it would be really lame because I would just fall asleep first all the time. I just couldn't hang. And it's fine. I don't even dislike that about myself now. Like, I don't even care. Okay? I like the morning, and I'm not going to feel bad about that just because society tells me I need to like drink coffee at 6 p.m. and watch Netflix until 3. Cuz I don't even have a Netflix, girl. Like, I don't even have one. I wake up at like 5:45 and I like it. Okay? But I don't like it all the time. Sometimes it's not so good. Like yesterday, I woke up because I had to be at work at 6:30 in the morning. And that's not super fun. I used to do that all the time with Starbucks. When I worked at Starbucks for like about a year and change. And I would wake up at the ass crack of dawn and I would get my butt to Starbucks, because if you don't know, like, most Starbucks locations open around either 5:30, some open at 5, maybe, I don't know, it's different at every location, but 5:30, 6 o'clock, 4, whatever, 5:30 I feel like is probably when a lot of locations open. Some of them open at 5, I'm sure of that. But it's all weird because of the pandemic. But anyway, I used to get up at, like, oh my god, it was horrible, because you have to open the store, right? You can't just go in and like turn the lights on and unlock the doors and everybody can come in, right? You have to like set things up, and if you've ever worked in food, you know this. You have to set things up, you've got to take things out, you've got to, get things out of the freezer or the fridge, or, make I had to make coffees, we had to make teas, we had to put out the pastry case, we had to take the chairs down from off of the tables and set everything up, heat up the ovens, all that good stuff. Refill all of the beans in the espresso machines, whatever needed to be done, had to be done before we opened the store. And that happened at about 4:30 in the morning. So that means I had to get there at 4:30 in the morning. That's when your shift started. And what that means is if it takes you like 15, 20 minutes to get to your job, and it takes you 20, 30 minutes to get yourself ready, that means you're waking up at like 3:30 in the morning. Or like 3:45 if you want those extra 15 minutes, girl. And it was not good. Like, it was just, you basically worked nights. Because, oh God, it was crazy. I hated opening shifts, and I rarely took them because of that. But I would take, like, I would often take 6:30s, or, like 6:45, 7 o'clock shifts, because the morning at Starbucks, if you've ever worked there, the morning is, like, the most exciting. Like, if you're looking for a short shift and, you want to be moving, you don't want to stand around, you're not trying to, like, have a lame, boring shift from, like, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. or, like, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., you know what I mean? Like, those dead hours. Then you take the morning shifts, and it's crazy. And it's super fast-paced. It's kind of like a manic dream when you're there. It's very strange, and, like, there's people who haven't had their coffee yet, like, barking at you, telling you how exactly to make their precious macchiatos. And, yeah, and then you leave, and you get paid minimum wage. And that's pretty much it. Oh, man. And, yeah, dude, if you want to work nights... sorry. It's not even 7 a.m. here. If you want to work nights, work at Starbucks, dude. You could literally, like, you could be done with your shift at, like, 11 in the morning. You could work from, like, I don't know, like, yeah, you could work an 8-hour shift from 4:30 to 11:30, and you could work 8 hours and be done by noon, dude. If you want to live your life that way, that's literally the way to go. Or you could, like, be a nurse or something. But I hear that's not so fun right now. From all of my family and friends who are nurses. I hear it's pretty rough. But they're out there doing the Lord's work. When I got my COVID test yesterday, I got a nose swabby one. And first of all, it's very surreal to drive through what looks like a very, very, like, post-apocalyptic kind of thing. Everybody's, like, super masked up in plastic uniforms and garb and all of this stuff, and, they tell you not to open your windows. You have to, like, put your license on, like, smash it up against the window, and they read it, and they talk to you through the window, and they've got, like, goggles on and gloves, and it's freezing out. Like, I feel like I want to be like, you guys should, like, go inside or something. But it's very strange to see all these nurses out here doing stuff that they were not trained for. Like, who could have predicted this? But also, like, damn, they're doing a great job. Like, can you imagine the kind of, like, versatility it must take for someone to be like, yeah, I'm trained to be a nurse and I'm trained to, like, do all this stuff, but here I am now, like, literally in crisis gear, like, just, oh my God, I'm taking nose swabs from people driving through in the middle of a parking lot, because that's how many we have to take, and we have to do it all day long. And, like, oh my God, it's just crazy. It's just crazy to me. And it always kind of freaks me out, because you can really tell when you go get a COVID test. You can tell how serious it is. Like, they've got all of these protocols in place, and I'm like, girl, this is straight out of a science fiction book, dude. We love celery. Oh, man. So today's Friday. Oh, my God. Just realized. Today's Friday, and I've got a little bit of work we've got to do, and then I've got 2 new students today. Very excited to meet them. And yeah, I've got some other things going on, but it's Friday, girl. And honestly, it's not really Friday though, because I have to work Saturday and Sunday at one of my jobs. So it's like, and I have another student on Saturday as well. So it is Friday. Tomorrow is certainly Saturday. But you know, it's still going to be a work day, which kind of sucks. Because I'm like going right into the semester. It's like, dude, I'm trying to relax before this whole semester slaps me right upside the head. Boxes my ears, if you will. Learned that term yesterday from our minute sketch. Speaking of which, let's get into it, guys. Let's take our music history vitamins and educate ourselves on old white men. Okay, let's see here. Yesterday we ended off with the GOAT, J.S. Bach. Oh my God! Wow, timely. Okay, because now we've got our boy Franz Joseph Haydn, and his subtitle is Papa Haydn? Question mark? What is that? There's no question mark written, but like, what is that? I've never heard that before in my life. Anyway, so let's get into it, you guys. All right. Franz Joseph Haydn, born 1732, died 1809. One of a dozen brothers and sisters, born March 31st, 1732, of a humble wheelwright and a cook in Rohrau, Austria. Franz Joseph Haydn was eminently a child of the people. The school of hard knocks was his preparation for life of incredible industry. A cousin, Frank, took him from home at the age of 6 to train his voice, but woefully neglected to feed and clothe him at the same time. What? And when he was sent to choir school in Vienna, the fullness of his working day there was balanced by an emptiness of his stomach. Yet he scraped together enough pence to buy 2 second-hand books on harmony, since nobody undertook to teach him any when he was put out of the choir school for cutting off the pigtail of the man in front of him. His 2 precious books went with him to the attic refuge offered him by his friend Spangler. Okay, I'm sorry, but what the hell is going on? Like, this is crazy. Haydn? I had no idea. Papa Haydn. Okay. A score composed for the actor Kurtz, a job accompanying bootblacking and valeting Porpa, the singer. Tireless teaching and composing held at bay the wolf ever growing at his door until, miraculously, his daily bread was assured by wealthy patrons. His 30 years with the Esterhazys, his choicest patrons, were ideal. His summers passed on their princely country estate, winters in Vienna, with festivals galore for which he composed and conducted one lovely program after another. 6 fine symphonies, 6 of his 85 string quartets, and an oratorio, 7 words from the cross, date from these serene years. Hospitable England welcomed him so warmly in 1791 that he remarked, quote, "It is England that has made me famous in Germany." End quote. The Creation and the Seasons were his oratorio tribute to his English friends, and his Surprise Symphony, a humorous dig at their napping proclivities. We cannot list his 1,047 works, so full of charm and beauty. Many of the shorter pieces are prolonged laughs, bubbling with happy melody and humor. He added the murmur of muted strings and the clear song of the clarinet to the voices of the orchestra, which he further enriched by writing parts in such fashion as to bring out the individual tone color of each voice. The elementary sonata form he developed, adding a second theme to relieve the monotony of but one. Teacher of Beethoven and Mozart, Papa Haydn, to a musical generation, he would truly boast that, quote, "My language is understood by the whole world." Dude! Okay, you know what? Haydn? I've got a lot more respect for you after reading this. Not that I didn't have respect for Haydn before, but like, I'm singing, I'm learning a Haydn opera right now. And I was kind of like, this sounds like Mozart, but it's not Mozart, whatever. Like, he taught Mozart and Beethoven. Like, I always forget. Because it's like, honestly, the timeline gets so jumbled up in this period, this like mid 1700s to like early 1800s, the whole period there, like, it all gets messed up in my brain sometimes. And I think that's excusable because, gosh darn it, they all taught each other. It was so like incestual in a way. Like, everybody was friends and they all learned from each other and they all taught each other. And it was just like, there was just this style that was so prevalent in that time. And I love the whole Papa Haydn thing. I think that's hilarious. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that he had such humble upbringings, though. That always makes me question, like, when people, it sucks because, like, I know in that time it would have not been like uncommon for someone to like actually starve, or like, people went hungry, and that was not uncommon, if you were in this case, like the way that it's described in that passage. Like, what would have happened if Haydn just like went one too many days without food or something, and like he died as a kid, or like he just went hungry, or like when he was, kicked out of school, or whatever happened to him. What happened to him here? Yeah, he was put out of the choir school for cutting off the pigtail of the man in front of him. And he went to the attic refuge offered to him by his friend Spangler. Like, what if he didn't go? What if he didn't have any friends, or his friend Spangler had his attic full that week? Like, like, what if he was put on the streets and he just like froze or something and died? Like, what would have been the trajectory? Because if he taught Mozart and Beethoven, what would they have sounded like? Would they have sounded the same? Everybody kind of like puts them on these pedestals of like they're God-given, they're like these otherworldly figures of people who, they're just God-given talent. Oh my God, they're blessed. They're deities basically. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, but they had teachers and stuff. They had influences. And it's important. It's important to give Haydn some damn credit about Mozart and Beethoven. Papa Haydn needs some credit, okay? I guess the moral of the story for today is go out and thank your teachers and realize that you are who you are because of every single interaction and experience that you've had up until this point. And whether or not that turns into a very like, oh, this is so nice, wow, I'm a creation of my environment, or like, oh my God, nothing's in my control, I'm just a conglomerate of just a bunch of small little things, and like I am really no one being, I'm just a bunch of little moments pieced together. Whether or not you think about it the one way or the other, I still think that you should go say something nice to one of your teachers, one of your past teachers. It's very important. It's very important, especially now, because we're all very much struggling with this newfound hatred for online teaching. So All right, you guys, I'm going to go get ready for the day. It is, it's about 7 o'clock. Yes, we love it. I've got to be at work in an hour, and we're going to get this show on the road here, baby. We're going to finish this juice. Wow, love it. You definitely can tell that I love it. But sometimes you just need to drink a celery juice, and you just need to grimace through it, and you're like, that's okay. It's okay to not really, like, I like this, it's refreshing, but would I rather be having, like, a vegan breakfast sandwich? Yes, for sure. But I kind of feel like I want this a little bit more right now, even though it's bad. So, all right. Thank you for watching, of course, for listening. And if you liked this podcast and you want to hear more, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. I put out a new little podcast every single day, and I believe this is going to be episode 58. 58 episodes that if you're just joining now, you can jump on the train right from the beginning and, give yourself a good old Netflix binge, but in podcast form. You can also like this video. You can comment, let me know something about, if you've ever had to work a really early job, let me know. I want to know what time your terrible minimum wage job makes you come in. And I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, whenever you happen to be listening to this. Happy Friday, if it happens to be Friday. If it's not Friday, sorry, that sucks for you. Sorry. And, yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, okay? Yeah, no problem. All right. Okay, yep. All right. Love you, mean it. Bye.